time to upgrade. Welcome back to Tech Progress. I hope you enjoyed the sequence at the beginning in the benchmarks. It's something a little new and different for this channel, but I wanted to give it a try anyway and see how it worked out, so let me know what you think in the comments below. It was July 17th, 2019 that I filmed the unboxing for the Ryzen 9 3900X. And here it is, a Ryzen 9 3900X. Wow. And back at that time, I had big plans for this processor. And I'm excited to do some videos on this. I'm excited to try it out too. If you want to see the full video, I'll leave a link in the description below, or I will tag it up top here. Anyway, it's now November of 2020, and it's been one hell of a year. Things are a lot different now around the world from the time that I first unboxed this. And now it is sitting installed in my ColdWaterRyzen PC, and I've been using it for a few weeks now, and I can tell you that it is definitely worth the upgrade over the 2700X, especially now that they're actually going to be on sale because the Ryzen 9 5900X is out and available for purchase. Maybe not available, but it has a price and a listing on the internet. I'm sure eBay has lots of them. Anyway, just to summarize the video here, looking at times by extreme, we saw a 10% increase in performance. I can tell you that that is the overall score. The CPU score was actually much higher than a 10% increase. Firestrike Extreme, same thing. The overall score only got a 1.3% increase, but I can tell you that it was a lot higher in the physics or CPU score. All these benchmarks were done at stock. I couldn't figure out a way to compare a 2700X to a Ryzen 9 3900X. and do any kind of overclocking. So basically I just left everything at stock settings to do these. We can maybe look at overclocking a 3900X if you're interested in another video. I want to do some B450 overclocking on the 3900X to see if it can handle it. But I wanted to do a apples to apples comparison. I think the only way I could realistically do that between those two processors, because they're so vastly different, is with a stock comparison. Moving on, gaming benchmarks, we saw Far Cry New Dawn saw a 16% increase in 1080p, 15% increase in 1440p averages. But what we did see was that it was able to hold the minimums much better. So there was a lot less frame drop coming from the 3900X than the 2700X. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, same sort of difference here. We have a 9% increase in 1080p, 5% in 1440p, but also much more consistent minimum frame rates. When we start to see this processor shine is when we get into productivity workloads. So rendering in Blender, the Blender Classroom benchmark was a 45% decrease in render time, and the Barcelona was a Barcelona benchmark was 44% decrease in render time. 7-zip, we saw a 27% decrease in compression time, and in Handbrake, we saw a 22% decrease in render time. So any kind of productivity workload, it seemed to really improve the performance and save some time. Adobe Premiere Pro was actually the one benchmark that I was a little disappointed with, because that is the program that I use the most and the reason why I really upgraded to the 3900X over the 2700X. Basically, we saw a 13% faster render time, which doesn't seem like too much when you're rendering maybe one video a week. It's not really saving you a whole ton of time. But what I can tell you from experience using this, especially editing this video and the sequence you saw at the beginning of this video, is that timeline scrubbing is seamless. 4K 60, 4K 30 video, and being able to move through the timeline back and forth. It wasn't dropping frames. I was able to do smooth playback. I was never able to do that with 4K footage with my 2700X. So this thing does actually shine in Adobe Premiere Pro, even though it doesn't render a whole ton faster. It does help. I think it's the extra IPC and extra clock that you get with the 3900X that's really helping with that timeline scrubbing. But anyway, it does improve performance using Adobe Premiere Pro, especially once you start adding in effects in that. That used to really bog down the 2700X and tank its performance. This thing holds strong. I barely see any kind of frame rate dips or any kind of lagging or lost frames while scrubbing through the timeline or real-time playback. The last two benchmarks, Cinebench R15 and Cinebench R20, about an 80% increase. Those are benchmarks that are made to test processor performance. So of course they're going to be a massive improvement in those. But realistically, it is better in gaming. It's better by at least 10 to 15% in gaming. It is better in productivity by a large margin. And even applications that it wasn't as strong in, it does help with the extra clock speed and the extra IPC. You are definitely getting a much faster, more productive, and all-around better processor with the Ryzen 9 3900X. Now, this processor is on sale right now at most outlets because of the 3900X. Because of the 5900X coming out. And I would strongly recommend that if you don't need to spend the money on the 5900X for the extra gaming performance, and you just need a 12-core processor, if you want to save some money, this is still a very good buy. If you want to have the best of the best, then obviously the Ryzen 9 5900X or the 5950X is a better way to go. But the 3900X, or I would assume even the 3950X with discounts or even buying them secondhand, they are probably going to be a very good deal. So anyway, I will leave some affiliate links in the description below if you want to check out the 3900X and see what kind of sales there are on Amazon in that. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave some comments. Tell me what you think of the video. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to get subscribed for more great tech videos in the future, please do so and ring that notification icon so that you get notified when a new video comes out. And that's all I got. Thanks for tuning into Tech Progress, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.